Hi and welcome back. Today I have an easy abstract watercolor page for you. And as you can see, I have pulled out my Gansai Tambi watercolors this time. And the reason is, here you can see all the colors and how they look on the paper. The reason is that I haven't been using them for such a long time and I don't want to have them just sitting in my shelf and waiting for nothing, so I decided to pull them out and use them more often in my art journal. They are a bit different compared to usual watercolors. They are more, I would say, oily. I believe there is no oil inside, but the consistency is a bit oily, I feel. They are very intense, what I really like. And they are just a bit not like usual watercolors. I bought them when I hadn't much watercolors and I would not buy them again, but they are not bad, so I think they can really be used. My color choices are totally intuitively. I'm looking onto the lid where I have the color swatch and I just pick the colors that I like. And this is just a creative play to get me into the mood of creating and painting. This is a kind of spread I do when I lost my mojo a little bit maybe, and I need some inspiration. The book I'm working in is the Moleskine Watercolor Journal. I did a lot of these kind of videos in the past and I will link up some of them in the end cards so you can check them out if you like this one. I think it's a great way to get your creative juices flowing. You don't need that much time. It's also something you can squeeze into your busy day. I often do this, that I start an abstract page in the morning and then I go to work and let that sit for a while. And when I make a little break, then I come back to my desk and add the next layer, and then I probably finish it up in the evening. I placed my rectangles a little bit wrong, I would say. There is no room to add a fourth one to the right side, but I think everything is a little bit too much on the left. But I don't really mind that, as this is just a sketchbook page and just for inspiration and for playing. So I don't matter if this is not perfectly orientated. I really like that combination, and I will not add more squares, but I want to add a little bit more paint and let it run down the page to fill this big white area. And now it's time to let everything dry before I come back and add the next layer. Everything is dry and I want to add some stamping to the page. To just add texture and interest, it's a super easy way and you don't have to think too much. And here I'm just thinking about which color I want to pick, and I'm using the blue to stamp this leafy image to only the blue squares. The stamp I'm using is from one of the pencil mark stamp sets, and I use the ink more than just one time to get different shades of the blue, so I get more dimension. I also decided to use my favorite stamp, the numbers from the mixed media marks. I love that stamp. It's great for all kind of projects, and I believe I'm using a dark violet ink here. When I'm not sure if I should add more stamping to the page or more marks, then I just step back and have a look on my page, or I look through my camera onto the page, which gives me a different view, and then it's easier to decide where to go. Here I'm also picking a stamp from the Pencil Marks stamp set. I now want to add more marks by using colored pencils. I'm using watercolor pencils, the Derwent Inktense ones, because these are my favorite to play in my sketchbook. They are super intense and very vibrant. And I just dip the nib of the pencil a little bit into my water, and then I make some loose and sketchy marks on my page. Here I'm coming back with the watercolors again, just to add some splatters to my spread. And I'm also making some more marks on my page with these watercolors and also with the colored pencils. Finally, I want to add a little bit more stamping to get kind of a focal point on this spread, and I'm using this leaf from the Carved collection, and I'm using a post-it note to mask off the other squares so it does not overlap. And here I'm using either the black ink or the violet ink I've used for the numbers. I believe it's the black ink because that stamp pad is the dirtiest on the back side, and I believe that was the one. Here I'm thinking about to add a third leaf to the spread and where to add it. And here I'm stamping it almost next to the second one. As I've used this black for the leaves, I wanted to add some of the same color to my spread, and I decided to pick these stitching borders and just add them here and there between my squares. To add some highlights, I'm using the white Neocolor crayon. Here I'm searching for a certain color. I don't know which one I want to use, but my Neocolors are already tiny, some of them, and they are all in this box. I don't like to store my art supplies in the original case, especially if they are pencils or markers. Of course, I usually use normal watercolor palettes, but I like to have them ready to go, and I don't want to pull out a box and open it and then pick out my colors. I like everything next to me and reachable as quick as possible. And I also prefer art supplies that are used. I don't like it inspires me more compared to a brand new set of paints or brand new crayons that are still sharp at the tip, and it's just, I feel not as inspiring as having these crayons next to me, and they are a mess and I just can pick them and play with them without overthinking. Here I'm finishing up the spread by adding just some black splatters with an acrylic ink spray. Of course, you can use every black ink you have. I just always use this one to get it empty. And that is my spread for today. I hope you like it and I hope you enjoyed the video. And then we will see us next time. Have a wonderful week. Bye.